Hey guys, it's Mike with another Guild of Guardians video. We're into day 7 of the free-to-play, and we're checking in. We get to pick up Grisell today. So that'll be a big win for the account. I think we're going to replace Thorit with Grisell and see if she can help press the account along. I think she's a little bit better as far as support champion and a little more reliable, does a little more crowd control and damage to help us out. So hopefully that'll be a big win. We're going to roll through our crafting energy, continue where we left off yesterday, keep working through tier 2 legendary gear, roll through our dungeon and adventure energy, and then get our endless token. After the latest update, it did drop us to 1 endless ticket per day. So I'm not sure if that is how it's going to be moving forward, or if that will go back at some point. But right now we just get the 1. So we'll start running through that. And get those extra rewards there. Jump into the rush, knock the rush out. Hopefully we can do like 20,000 damage today. I think yesterday we ended up getting to 16,000 or so without the dread powers on, but initially we couldn't even get 10, so that was pretty sad. But we'll work on that, and we will get into hopefully beating that third room or the third challenge on adventure mode. We got stuck on it, recommended level 65. I am confident we're going to be able to get through this today. So we're going to figure out a way to get through this utilizing those resources, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to jump in here, start doing the daily grind and getting all the resources and equipment onto our champions and see what kind of advancement we can make. Currently, just kind of do a quick peek. We got Ashwin here at level 80, Inara at 81, Tushgrog at 85, Acquires at 75, and Morana at 72. So it looks like we actually took Thorit out and put Morana in yesterday. I forgot about that because we were trying to get a little extra damage. I would like somebody in the back row doing damage, but I feel like we're going to move her into Grisell and go from there. I think that might be the right move. Let's take a peek and see if we have any summons. I know we picked up a couple summoning stones. Oh, we got 8. Let's go ahead and summon these 8, and we're gonna round up, spend 600 rubies and make it a full 10 pack. And oh, my guardian space is full. Well, let me take care of that and we'll come right back. Yesterday I did mention that I found a way to get more guardian space, and then I never told you how I did it. Right up here there's this icon. If you click on plus, you can buy 5 more spots for 200 rubies. I don't know how beneficial it is, but the longer you play the game, inevitably we're going to have a lot of champions. So it probably is worthwhile to upgrade this and get that extra space. We do recycle champions too and get those soul stones out of them. So that's another way to create extra space. But eventually we might only have champions we want to keep, and there we can buy some more spots to put them in. So we're going to go ahead. We got that dialed in now with an extra 20 spots. So we'll get back into the summons and knock that out. We're going to make that a full 10 pull, spending the 600 rubies for those extra 2. Hopefully we can get something good. I would love to see an Atticus. I'd love to see a Darizda. I would like to see, trying to think what else we could get that would be pretty impactful to our account here. Potentially a Tybor. I haven't built him, but I have heard good things. And then, yeah, I'm trying to think who else we might get. But definitely not Ren. I don't think Ren's going to help our account at all. I don't think Ren helps anybody's account at all. So hopefully we can get something good here. Even an epic. I think that might be it. That's it. Wow. That was painful. So I'm going to compare this to a screenshot my brother sent me. And you can see this obnoxious 10 pull he got. It's just outright incredible. 2 legendaries, 4 epics, just outright crushed it. And here we are getting nothing. So anyway, all right. But we did get a Grisell today, so we're going to be able to move the account along in that space. I'll jump in, utilize all these crafting energies and the adventure energies, and then we'll see where we get along to. So I figure I bring you in here. We're in the middle of endless mode. They reset that, I think today. And so there are new curses that are going on in these rooms. So this one here, Ice Seal, looks pretty bad. When the enemy takes fatal damage, they retain 1 HP and become invincible for 5 seconds. So for 5 seconds, you're going to be hitting the same enemy that didn't die while they're continuing to do damage. That's going to be probably a pretty bad one, so you probably want to avoid that one the best you can. But with Grisell on the team now, things do seem to be going pretty smooth. Those first few rooms are always easy, so I'm not really super excited yet. But if we can get into the higher rated rooms, maybe the high 20s, maybe early 30s, that would be pretty good. So we'll keep on keeping on. Okay, so we made it into room 27. Room 26, we did lose Tuskrog and Ashwin. I did want to show you, I did make Inara my most powerful champion so that Grisell would follow her. And we'll take a peek at Grisell's kit. I always just assume people know what she does, but I was just kind of blazed right in here. But we'll take a look at her kit. She does follow the person with the highest combat power, and she actually makes them use their ultimate ability more frequently, as well as some other cool stuff. So that's what we got. We've got 39,000, almost 40,000 points. We are on medium difficulty, so that's pretty good. Let's take a quick peek at the rewards we got so we can try to make our champions a little bit better. Come back into the rewards, and so what do we get? Five more. So we're going to grab these, and we're going to pull these. I would really like to start getting some duplicates of some of my champions because we could really benefit from enlightening them. I did also get the daily summoning stone, so we actually have 6 that we can summon. And so hopefully we can get a Tuskrog or even another Grisell or a Nara. Palmera is a great choice. She might actually, we're going to have to take a look at her kit. She might actually be a better choice than having Ashwin up front. So hopefully we can get a copy of her would be good too. We could enlighten her, but I think we're just a little shy on damage right now. Like our team is just not doing enough damage. So a solid damage dealer would be all the world right now. I mean everything. Another Ren, she's not going to do it. All right, pulling these individually is definitely building suspense. Yalmar. All right, two more. I would really like to see another Tuskrog. I think that enlightening him would be a huge win right now. Or an Atticus would also be good. Not to get too greedy, but the last 10 pull was straight duds, so I kind of feel like they owe us something. That Palmera might do some stuff. So let's jump in there and take a quick peek at their kits and see if that makes sense to move in that direction. We're going to start with Grisell just so we can kind of see what she's doing over here. Her ghost ability is her ultimate ability, and this is at the start of the combat, she'll follow the ally with the highest combat power. If they die, she'll move on to the next one. The lower Grisell's energy, the less damage Grisell receives with a max reduction of 50%. She spends a minimum of 650 of her energy and completely refills the ally. So Grisell is going to follow your top ranked player and basically allow them to ult twice as often. So that is a huge ability. She's got a crowd control ability here with menacing glance, target a random enemy, and deal 225% attack as magic damage, causing fear for 3 seconds. So this is kind of a cool crowd control piece where she's just going to immobilize somebody for 3 seconds where they're not doing damage to you, also dealing quite a bit of damage to them. Hide and Seek is another crowd control ability. She teleports behind an enemy with the highest attack, dealing 225% attack damage and causing stun for 3 seconds. So that is also a great way that she's kind of moving around and just immobilizing the enemy. And then her passive, Psychic Link, she creates a link between herself and the ally that she's following that recovers 50% of her attack as HP every 12 seconds. So that's kind of a cool way for her to stay alive. But she is sneaky good. You don't really notice the things she's doing until you take her out of the team. When you take her out of the team, you're like, man, I'm just struggling in places I wasn't before. So she really is a great asset to the team, and just keeping those crowd control pieces off of your tanks, as well as getting through more ultimate abilities with your most powerful heavy hitter for damage. So it could be a good win. From this composition, it could make sense to actually bring Tuskrog's total power up and make him my most powerful player, and have him do his ult more frequently because of his crowd control on that AoE. That might be a better solution. But let's go down here to Palmera, because she is also a good damage dealer. So she has Snowstorm as her ultimate ability. It's an AoE attack. It reduces the movement speed of all combatants by 25%, except for Palmera. Target all enemies and deal 170% of attack as physical damage, reducing their movement speed by 25% for 8 seconds. Also remove all enemy attack speed buffs. So that's pretty cool. And the AoE attack will get us some damage that we don't really have right now. I think having the AoE attack would be a benefit over Ashwin, just because all of his attacks are single target. Target a random enemy, deal 175% of attack physical damage, and reduce their attack speed by 10% for 8 seconds. So she is slowing down the enemy quite a bit. She's just reducing their attack speed and just making them do less damage to you, which is always a benefit. The damage they receive increases by 2%. This effect can be stacked and will refresh the duration when reapplied. Okay, so that's pretty fun. And then Armor of Ice is her passive. Every 20 seconds, she gains the ability to negate a single negative effect. So 20 seconds is a long time, but you know, maybe that's beneficial. When you start leveling that up, it gets down to 4 seconds, so that's pretty cool. But I'm not entirely sure what they mean by a single negative effect. I'm assuming if somebody's trying to place a debuff on her, or potentially a critical hit, I'm not sure. But it's going to help her either way. But I think really her ability is this AoE to do a little extra damage for us. So I think we might try to move forward with her. I'm going to give that one some thought, because that was a pretty good pull. So that's what we got going on as far as the team is there. And we did use the one ticket and it is gone. We can purchase another one. In fact, I have one in my items, so I might use that just to get a few more rewards. But we'll get those rewards applied to our champions, and then we're going to go into adventure mode and see if we can take on that challenge 3. All right, so we did make some gains here. We got level 83 Inara, still on level 80 with Grisell there. We did bring Tuskrog up to level 90 just to make him a little tankier up front. Quirus is still at 75, and then we put all the Ashwan stuff on Palmera. They did use different gear sets, so I was not able to get her a full legendary set, and her gear is not as powerful. So her overall power ranking is down a little bit, but we did get her up to level 83 to try to help with that. And then we ran out of, or our bag is cooling down. We have just a few more here that we could maybe get some boots if we got lucky. But I think we're going to move into adventure mode. We're going to take on that third challenge, see if we can beat it. I'd be surprised if we can't. I mean, we have made some pretty big gains to the account. We're a lot more powerful than we were when we tried it last time, so hopefully we'll zip right through it. Once we are able to complete this, we'll be able to accumulate these fragments down here. And you have Darizda in here, and she's probably the best of it. But that does start to bring those fragments together. And in our account, we actually have already gotten quite a few. We're getting close to a couple characters, and that could be a huge win for us. So if we were able to get that Darizda, we're currently not getting any of her fragments at all. We're close to an Aquirus at 35. We're building on a Tuskrog. We're close to a Palmera. Those would all be great opportunities to enlighten those characters and get some extra stats that we desperately need right now. So the more of these challenge 3s we can complete, the better off we're going to be. So hopefully we get through this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Tuskrog up front. He's going to summon that wolf, which is going to be kind of like a secondary tank. I believe Palmera is a long distance damage dealer. So we're going to do Grisell up front because she's immediately going to go behind Inara. And then we're going to throw these 3 right in the back for protection. And we're going to see if that lineup does it. If Palmera does run into battle, then I'd probably put her up front and put Grisell in the back. But I'm pretty sure she stands still and she does all of her damage from a distance. So we're going to inspire, go into here, get started off on the right foot. This is a revive, and so we don't want to do that. We're going to go with this one here. So I think they revive after 3 seconds. They pop up, do a little more damage just when you think everything's done. So I typically try to avoid that one if I can. So here we go in the first room. Let's see if we can get kind of lucky here. We always like to see Graveyard. This one is pretty bad. This is probably the worst. And then Skeletal Screech, excuse me. We're probably going to go with that one there because 25% shield is a lot of extra HP to get through, or shield. So we're trying to get through these rooms fairly quickly. It does look like Palmera ran up front, so it might make sense to put her in the front next time. She seems to be holding her own pretty well. And hopefully do some damage here for us if we ever get to her AoE, but we got Tuskra. Everybody's doing their AoE at the same time. So seem to get through that room pretty well. I am going to take a peek at the stats and see how Palmera did there, because I think that she probably is going to be doing more damage than Ashwin was. So she's almost doing as much damage as Inara, and Inara is getting twice her ultimate ability because Grisell's following her around. So that, I think, is going to be the difference. That's a huge win for us. I'm super excited to see that much damage come out of her. I think we're going to subtract that physical damage, try to keep us alive, avoid that revive there, head over here. I think that'll make a big difference, being able to move through the rooms a little quicker and take less damage because of it. It's kind of one of those things, like if you're in the room for 15 seconds or 20 seconds, the amount of damage you take in that last 5 seconds really minimizes, got lucky, really minimizes how much life you're moving into the next room with. So the faster you can kill the enemy, the better off you're going to be. So we're coming right out there with Inara's AoE ability. Got knockback on the whole back row there, so that worked out well. I could use a nice heal right now on Palmera. If Aquyrus is feeling up to it, that'd be really nice. But it seems to be we're using all of our main abilities right before we go into the third room. That's not what we want. That's okay, though. I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's see here. We'll go with over the top. Although they do have some heals going on in that room. Maybe we'll take down their healing, so that way they don't recuperate health as quickly. I'm going to feel really stupid if they don't heal in this room, though. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of healing mechanics going on in this room, which is part of the problem because they heal themselves up faster than you can do damage. So that's never good. We'd love to see a charm. Insight. What's insight here? Ranger basic attack ignores 50% enemy defense. I don't know that we even have a ranger. Yeah, we definitely have some keepers, so we'll grab that. And Hydrus, grab that. And we don't have any Imperials. I think we are going to grab this just in case we do have a Ranger, because that would be great for them to ignore 50% of defense. But that's why it's important to know who you have. You make dumb choices like that. I don't know what I'm doing over here. It's amateur hour. It's the blind leading the blind. So I do like to say I'm not an expert in the game. I just enjoy playing it, and from what I've learned, I just apply that to the beginner account. It seems to be working out pretty well, but I'm learning something new every day. So I apologize if I lead you astray. That's not my intention. My intention is to give you good advice, but inevitably I probably will make some mistakes along the way. So bear with me, and I appreciate you putting up with it. So here we go. We're going to give this a shot. Hopefully we can just blaze through this room finally after 2 days of trying to beat it. That's a great start with Tuskra getting his ability out there. We did get a heal on Palmera, so she's back up to decent health. We got Inara doing her AoE. We'd love to see Palmera's. Yeah, we've got this. We've got it. We finally are going to beat this level. It's so good. Another Tuskra just for good measure, stunning him up. And we're back to Inara doing her thing too. Now that I said we're going to do it, people are dying. I thought we had it. Oh, they had the revive. They had that every 3 seconds. After dying, they came back for 3 seconds. So that's what kind of made it sketchy there at the end. Come on now. Get it done. There it is. That was less comfortable than I thought it was going to be. That sneaky little revive mechanic. Gets you every time. So good rewards there. We beat it. So now moving forward, we can sweep it. We can go ahead and try the next one. It does jump from level 65 recommendation all the way up to level 72. So we are moving on to the third room in that dungeon. They do have that revived after death, 3 seconds after death. So we got to pay attention to that. We won't want to celebrate too early. I did take it off auto so that I stacked up our ultimate abilities. So I think we have 3 or 4 of them right out of the gate to help us start this room on the right foot. As you can see, we're looking a little bit sketch here on health. Don't want that one. We don't want any of these. We don't want any of them. I think Bone Shield's gonna be the way we gotta go. That's unfortunate, but we're gonna go on fight, and then I'm gonna make sure that I put it back on auto so they use their abilities. But hopefully Aquarius can get Tuskrog healed up really quickly, and then over to Palmera after that. But we're gonna give this a go and see how it goes. So we're starting off on a good foot here. We got Inara with her ability coming in. We got Aquarius gonna make somebody invincible. And then Palmera is down before she could use her ability. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. So we got a little assassin back here coming after Inara. Somebody needs to slap that guy. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. All right. So we're not ready to beat this one yet. But we gave it a good try. But we were able to pick up and sweep through that other dungeon and got some more fragments of Darizda, so we're working towards her now. And so in just one day, we've got 5. And then we have the Aquarius and Tuskrog Palmeras coming in as well. So over the next couple days, we should be able to get a copy of each of those characters so that we can enlighten them, and that'll improve our stats quite a bit. I do feel like Palmera was a good move from Ashwin. Even though she is an epic compared to a legendary, I think her kit works with us a little better. The damage she's doing is really helpful, and so we're going to hold on to her for a little bit. She will also help us when we unlock Arena. She's a great Arena champ as well. So we're going to keep pressing on. I might be able to beat a couple rooms here. 67 we should be able to get through and keep moving through adventure mode. So we made it into room 15 of that next level. It looks like we're blazing through this pretty easily, so I don't expect to have any challenges here. I was able to pick up spider webs. So that's always a really good find when you have that rune available. But in these modes, it is a little bit easier to progress. When it gets into the challenging modes, the challenge modes, they are a little bit harder. So we were able to get through that pretty much no problem. So we might even be able to beat another room or two. But I'll press on and take the account as far as I can for the day and put these rewards to good use. I did want to touch base about Herney? I don't know. But I forgot to mention him in my previous video. We were talking about Tamamo. I don't know about that one either. But with Hearn, I didn't even look at his kit because I was so excited about the legendary you can get from these calling crystals if you have them. You can also pay to get these characters as well, but he is a new epic in the game, and he is part of this summoning pool. I don't think he's in here though. Yeah, so he's only available with the calling crystals. But let's take a quick peek at his kit. So his first ability is Incarnation. Passively, the further he is from enemies, the more damage reduction he has. And then actively, he becomes immune to knock up and knock back for 15 seconds. Basic attack deals 150% of attack as area damage. Spirit of Elk. Summon an elk that charges towards the enemies, dealing 200% physical damage, causing knockback. So it looks like it's a... is it an AoE ability? It doesn't really say here, does it? But it's probably a linear attack where that elk charges through and everybody in the path gets knocked back. So that'd be pretty helpful. When hit by a melee basic attack, have a 10% chance to stun the attacker for 3 seconds. So that's a pretty cool ability if he's up front taking damage. He is a tank. Then he's up front taking damage, and every time he gets hit by a basic attack, a basic melee attack, he has a 10% chance of stunning the enemy. So that could be pretty helpful. Unfortunately, the only way to get him free to play is those calling crystals, and The only way to get those is in the shop. I think in the arena store. Yeah, over here. And they're pretty expensive at $500 a piece. And after 30, you're guaranteed a legendary, but your drop rates on epics are in there as well. But your chances of getting him are probably pretty slim because there's so many other epics you could get as well. So something to keep in mind if you do happen to pull him, you're lucky enough to pull him. He does seem like he would do merit. I don't think he's going to outperform Tuskrog if you're only running one tank. It might be something that you run alongside Tuskrog if you want to do a 2-tank team. But outside of that, I think that's what I got for you today on the free-to-play account. We're going to press on with the few little resources I have left and get us ready for tomorrow. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. When we hit 500, we're doing that giveaway. So we're really excited about that, and I look forward to seeing you next time.